Yo, what's poppin'? You kicking it with the coldest podcast in the land. I'm your boy, B. Jones, a.k.a. Bolo, and you know when I'm pulling up to the porch. I can't pull up without my dog.
What's going on, y'all? It's your boy, Big Smitty, a.k.a. D-Nice. And where we at again, Bolo?
Y'all know we in the place to be, so go ahead and tell a friend to grab a drink and pull up, because this is the porch.
Let's get it.
Porch, that was where it all began. Had to put in work every day, we got it in. We chased all our dreams and now they can't believe it. We make it look easy, we achieving everything we need. Now we undefeated. If we link, no, it's only business. If we get to speak and leave them speechless. I did things for free, but now it costs to see me. When you see me, you ain't gotta greet me. Just don't plot to sneak me. I'ma see it, I'ma stop and watch you lose and get defeated.
Sir,
We got another banger this week, man.
Ooh, I'm excited for this one.
We got a banger this week. This is one of my favorite. She don't even know yet. This is one of my favorite actresses out right now. I'm teasing her for our listeners. I'm gonna introduce her in a second.
They don't know yet. But this is a bomb actress right here. We got on the porch right now. But before we get into that, we gotta do our introduction to the show. Bolo, what's in your cup right now? This is the What's in Your Cup segment. All right. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you at right now. I got my cup right now, y'all. All right, I'm coming off a long weekend. All right, I got some
birthday weekend. How you feeling right now? My fault.
You know, it's my Stephen Curry year. You know, it's a big milestone for me. So
3-0. Yeah,
3-0. So I'm just happy, blessed, you know. And we're gonna keep moving forward, man. That's all it is, bro. Just keep progressing and enjoying life. So, in my cup right now, just some little leftovers from last weekend. I got some Don Julio in here and some Sprite. Okay, get me right. Not too much because we still trucking it through the week, but it'll definitely get me through this evening. What about you, bro?
Yes, sir. I love it, man. Today I got a little Crown Apple and Coke, little mix. You know what I'm saying? Keeping it dark. 3 ice cubes in there. That's the type of wave I'm on right now, man. So
I feel it.
Yes, sir. So, yeah.
Quick toast.
Yes,
toast.
Sir.
Obviously, you listening in. Quick toast. You can have water, Gatorade, whatever. It's always toasting. We toasting to the love here. So this is to focus. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of things that happen in this world. There's a lot of goals that you have. Let's just stay focused. Let's stay, vigilant. Let's keep our eyes on the prize and go get whatever you want to get. So
yes, sir.
That word is focus.
Focus. Touch the screen.
Boom.
Yeah. Boom. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Our partners at Bet Online continue to be the #1 source for all your betting needs and sports info. Find all of the latest sports developments, including updated odds on NBA playoffs, fights, and even next season's futures. And don't forget that the MLB is back as well. Who are you picking to win the World Series? Bet Online is your continued source for all your sports wagering needs, including live betting and your favorite Vegas casino and poker games. It's super easy to get started. So head to the website today or use your mobile device to join and use our promo code BELIEVE. That's BLEAV, BELIEVE, to receive your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. Bet Online, where the game starts. All right. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Okay. So without further ado, it's time to give y'all the proper introduction to who's on the porch this week. Big time guest. You've seen her on TV, you've seen her in movies. Bilko Experiment, Unexpected. She's on one of my favorite shows, Snowfall. One of the best actresses in the industry right now, the one and only Gail Bean. Welcome to the porch.
Oh, that was quite an introduction.
That's how we do it on the porch. We don't play around.
Wow. Okay.
How you doing? How you feeling?
I'm good. I'm happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
Of course.
Favorite all time. I gotta live up to that.
You killing the game. Listen, on the porch, we gotta give flowers to people who need it, who deserve it, and you've been killing it. And I'm a new fan, but I'm a fan, and I've been now whatever you own now, movies, TV shows, I'm tuning in. I'm like, oh, Gail in that.
P Valley, June 3rd, season 2.
Ooh.
Check out Roulette.
And we gonna get into that.
Wait, we gotta double down on that. Go ahead and let the folks know what's going down again. Go ahead and let them know.
P Valley, June 3rd, season 2. Make sure you check out Roulette.
Ooh, Roulette.
Y'all
It's gonna be on Stars, just in case people don't. If you don't know, if you're not a P Valley fan, but you about to become one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Season 2,
down in the
Stars.
valley.
Download the Stars app, y'all. You know what? Most of the Porch fans already got the Stars app because they've been watching Power. So I know y'all got the Stars app.
Facts.
Okay,
Facts. No excuses. Even though
I be
Power
watching
over,
Power, I'm not
y'all
gonna lie.
cancel it.
Yeah. And they bring it back.
To bring it back.
I love it, man. But before we get into P Valley and everything you're doing today, we like to start back kind of early on, right? And kind of figure out the journey of Gail Bean and how you got to this point. So you were born in St. Louis, right?
Mm-hmm.
Born in St. Louis, moved to Atlanta.
Born in St. Louis, moved to Arizona.
Arizona.
Yeah.
Okay.
Born in St. Louis, moved to Arizona, moved to Atlanta when I was 3. I moved to Arizona from St. Louis like right away.
Okay, got you. So you didn't really grow up in St. Louis, really?
No, I don't know nothing about St. Louis. I think I have been born in like East St. Lawrence or something like that.
Got you.
You.
So you went to AZ. So okay, so walk us through like what was life like for you just growing up, like your childhood, just sound like you moved around a little bit. Like what was life like for you?
I mean, well, my dad played football. So
I see that.
So we with football sometimes you move, but after Atlanta, I've been here since I was 3.
Okay.
Like that's what I always say. I've been to Stone Mountain. I always say Stone Mountain made me. Stone Mountain raised me, but Stone Mountain made me.
Yeah.
So I have 5 older brothers. I'm the only girl. I'm the baby.
What?
So life for me was real rough. Not rough like poverty, but rough like tough. Tough. Yeah.
Fighting your brothers and wrestling and stuff.
Yeah, like not letting me up, I was definitely a tomboy.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely love sports. More so football than anything, football, baseball. I know it's your Steph Curry year below, but I don't really know much about football. I mean basketball. I'm a LeBron fan though, don't get me wrong. And I do watch what is the final games, like final 7 or something?
The playoffs and college, you got the college tournament, and then NBA, you got the playoffs and then the finals. Yeah.
Yeah, the
NBA finals.
NBA,
yeah.
Yes, I typically will watch that.
But we football guys too, though. We play football.
Yeah.
Okay. I saw that.
Come on now.
I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
But I'm a Bama fan. Roll Tide.
Okay. I can't be mad at that.
Can't be mad at that.
So yeah, life growing up, I was a happy kid. So it's probably why I'm a happy adult. Good times. I was an outside child. Mm-hmm. I loved having fun. Loved my family. I grew up around my family all the time. My friends are basically my family. They've been my friends forever.
Right.
So, I mean, life was good growing up. When my parents got divorced at like early when I was 3. That's why we moved to Atlanta. So,
right.
If you do grow up lacking, you don't really know because
right. Yep.
Life is still good. Like you still have a good time.
Yeah. So, you still going outside playing with your friends. You still, you got a meal on the table. So like, that's all you need, really.
life was good for me. I'm not gonna complain. Like, even though my family was divorced, my daddy definitely played child support. So,
I respect that. Hey, you had what you need. I love it.
It was good. I grew up with a father in my life, so I'm one of those females that I thoroughly respect. Man, I believe in submission and love and equally yoked partners. Even though my parents didn't make it, they both were still good people to me. So, I can say I grew up with a lot of love, man. A lot of love, a lot of family, a lot of fun, and I was outside. So.
You was outside?
Yes, I was outside. My mom.
You went outside for real. You went out. What was you doing outside? Was you playing football? You was a tomboy. Was you playing football with the boys? Was you doing hopscotch? What was you doing? You playing tag? Talk to me.
All of that. Tag, everything. I was playing video games. I was playing tag. I was hitting baseball in the cul-de-sac. I was riding bikes. I'm telling you, I was outdoors.
She was getting to it, Bolo.
Yeah. I was fighting. I was doing everything.
Because you don't see too many people playing and getting down like that outside no more, for real.
Oh, you know what I mean?
It's different.
Weird.
It's
I feel
different.
that these kids now, the youth is deprived.
Yeah, it is the tech. So I love technology, but there's a downside to it. And the downside is that like even you see babies at like 2-3 years old just in their phone better than the grown-ups. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, damn. So, that's crazy. Nah, I love it. And I'm sure also I want to touch on this, you being the baby of, you said 5 brothers. although it was tough, I'm sure it was also you felt like just protected. Like, man, anytime you at school, like, all right, bro, keep talking crazy. I'm gonna make that call.
I was always like, one call, that's all. And that was my
motto. One call, that's all. I love it.
Yeah.
Coming five strong, shit.
Woo. Right. That's dope. That's dope.
I was definitely, when I tell you a fighter, like, not one for words. That's so for me, Will Smith slap, I was like,
that was normal.
It was granted, huh?
It scared me. It was normal. It was like, oh, okay. I see what I did. People were like, you wake up and choose violence, huh? Sometimes. She
said, "Shit, this feel like home to me. Like this feel."
Yeah.
Now we gotta ask you though. So since the smack happened, do you think he did the right thing or no?
I think he did the right thing. I mean, shit. I'm one of them persons. I stand beside it. I stick beside it.
Right.
If something is like, wait, I don't know. Can we curse on here? No.
Yeah, but why? That's the porch. You can do whatever you need to do on the porch.
Oh, we Chris Tucker right now.
Yeah. we on the porch. Okay. If you smoke, whatever you gotta do, it's the porch.
Nah, I feel like I am, how do I put it? I don't know. I'm a person that accountability is everything. So if I do something or if I say something, anything, I take full responsibility.
Yeah.
Right.
So I feel like he did it, and consequences gonna come with some of the stuff you do.
Right.
I don't feel like he made the wrong decision. I feel like he made the decision he wanted to make.
Facts.
Right.
So
right.
in so many instances, we do shy away from who we are because mixed company, because it's white people around or how it may look. But in that moment, he needed to express himself. He was ready to explode. And I'd rather it had been a slap than him air that bitch out.
Everything.
That's real shit. That's real. I never thought about that because I've been indifferent. I've seen both sides, right? So like I didn't have a problem with the slap per se. It is the stage, the time you got to slap. Like he would have slapped him after the awards, but
behind the stage, behind the scene, like
perfect.
See, and that's everybody's take, but for me, like, and I'm a fan of the Rock family, so like, them my people. So I felt bad about it, but I was like, at the end of the day, had it been me, I probably would have done the same thing, just off the strength. And I don't like that the world has gone all sensitive. Sometimes it's not even about being sensitive. It's just the timing. Like,
right.
It's times when you play with your people, but sometimes you're just not in the mood. And he wasn't in the mood.
Good point.
He wasn't in the mood. Like, and then people are like, but he laughed. Yeah, he laughed, but at the end of the day, she was offended.
Right,
so,
right.
And for females, I think the biggest thing is a lot of times men, especially Black men, they do take up for us, but not in the moment that we're disrespected. Like we be needing somebody to be there right then and there. That's why I'm like, with me and my brothers, I've always had that. If I feel offended, it don't matter what's going on. You can be their homie, whatever. If I feel offended in that moment,
they're gonna take care of it.
Y'all gonna handle that. So, and I just think it was time. Like everybody's like, oh, he stood up to Chris Rock. But I'm like, I honestly feel like it don't matter who. It could have been a white person. It could have been Obama. He would have walked up there and slapped him.
Will ain't stopping Obama. Come on, Big B.
And I love Obama. He wouldn't care. He wouldn't care. In that moment, he just saw red. He wasn't. It wasn't like, oh, this Chris, this the homie. It wasn't none of that. He didn't care.
I feel you.
I feel it though. That's a great take though. But I'm still thinking in my head though, like if it was a big nigga on stage or something, he probably would have had to. You'd have got on stage and thought about it for a minute.
From Philly.
Man, listen. He was a little too confident that Chris wasn't gonna react.
The fact that he turned his back and walked away though.
Come on now.
On his ass.
He turned his back immediately, Bolo. Like he knew for a fact Chris wasn't about to do nothing. I don't know. But shout out to Will. I'm still a fan. I ain't big on. Yeah.
As Chris, it had it been you, if you was Chris, how would you have reacted in that moment?
Shit, I'm reacting.
Nah, because you talking it could have been handled later. Nah, you could react later.
No. I got slapped though. I'm the victim.
Slapped, so this self-defense. I'm reacting now at this point.
And keep it real, Gail. I'm gonna be real, especially from a man's perspective. I don't know how you feel. I damn near feel more disrespected from a slap than a punch.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
For real.
For sure.
For real, it's just like hold on.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm happy that it was Chris Rock instead of me, because I probably would have took that mic and slapped him with the whole mic stand.
Exactly.
Like, yeah, it couldn't have been me.
Yeah, it would have been crazy.
But I'm happy. Like Chris Rock, a lot of people feel like, oh, Will Smith took us back. If Will Smith took us back, Chris Rock launched us forward, because
that's a bar. That's real. No, it took some maturity, like, to just, and he finished the hosting, the introduction, and everything. I'm like, man, that took a lot of professionalism and maturity.
Yeah.
Kept moving shit. So
I love it.
Back to you. Obviously, you grew up Stone Mountain, Georgia. That's where you reside. I mean, I guess, how did we get to this point? Kind of walk us through the acting side of things. Like, did you ever want to get into acting? Like, was that a forethought growing up? Kind of walk us through that process.
Well, growing up as a child, I was just a child. I was just a kid. I was a true kid. People ask me all the time that they have children that want to be child actors, and I tell them, don't force them into it. Do things that you guys know from with sports. You can do other things that build the essentials of a great actor. So put them in stuff that they can learn, like team building. Put them in things so they can build their confidence, because when you're in front of the camera, confidence is key. When you're getting told no, audition after audition, project after project, you need your own self-confidence into knowing you're great. Also, put them in stuff where they have coaches or teachers so they can learn how to take a note and not be offended, but understand constructive criticism. Like, and allow them to be a child so their imagination can grow, instead of putting them in something in acting that may hurt them and deteriorate their mindset as a child, because they're not mature enough to understand it. They're not mature enough to take the feedback in that way and really allow themselves and their imagination and their confidence to grow. So for me, I was just a kid. Like, I did sports, I did track, I did swimming, I did softball, I did cheerleading, I did everything. And then I did the normal stuff that you do in school for theater, like your Christmas plays, your those types of things, your Thanksgiving plays at school, like those things, Easter play at church. So I didn't know as a kid, like, oh, I wanted to be an actor. I knew that I loved the adrenaline of performing.
Yeah,
so
got you.
Whether it be a track meet, I was on the 4x4, 4x1.
You was moving? Was you moving?
I was moving. I knew I loved the adrenaline of, like, I love practicing, and then you have that one opportunity to where it's like,
can't mess it up.
This is it.
This is it.
This is it. So growing up, like I said, I cheered, I did co-ed competition cheerleading. I thought I was going to be a Dallas Cowboys cheerleader. Like, that
was the dream?
That was the dream. That was the dream. Senior in high school, that was the dream up until then. And then I took a drama class at Stevenson, and I loved it. And even then, I still thought, okay, I'm gonna be a Dallas Cowboys cheerleader. And then I found out how much they make, and I was like,
let me switch gears a little bit.
It's fun, but
it might have not been the truth. But somebody told me it's only $50 a game. So,
it ain't that low, Isabella. I don't think it's that low.
No,
50 a game.
That's what I was told. I don't know. That could have been a lie, but I believed it. And I was like, it's a no for me. My Jordans cost more than $50.
Right.
Gas now, shit.
Right. In LA, shit, for real. 50 ain't doing nothing in the tank. I just put 50 in the tank. I'm in half.
Yeah.
My fault.
I ended up deciding when I was a senior in high school that I wanted to be an actress. And I wasn't applying to colleges because I just knew I was going to move to LA and act. And my mom said, at the time, she was a high school teacher. She just retired last year. So she was like, yeah, no, you're definitely going to college and getting a degree. The hell?
Right. What you talking about?
Yeah. She was like, yeah, you and you need to get a degree in a major that is you can actually have a job in. So I went to college. I got my degree in accounting. I was a double major, accounting and finance. And while I was there, I got ready to graduate, and I was like, I don't know, somewhere along the way while I was in college, on top of I kept asking if I could quit and move to LA. My other option that I thought I wanted to do was I said I was going to be the female Johnny Cochran. So I wanted to be a lawyer. And then when I graduated from college, it was like, okay, do I go to law school or do I go to LA for acting? And I chose LA.
Wow, that's crazy.
Story.
That's a hell of a story, and I like it. It's good for people, for our listeners, myself included, to hear this, because I go through the same stuff, man. Even now, like I like a lot of shit. You know what I'm saying? So like I'm like, should I do that, or should I do this, or should I get into this? And it's cool hearing it from someone with your level of success that went through that same journey yourself. You know what I mean? Like a double major in accounting. That's, first of all, that's a hard ass major. So, so to even do that,
the prereqs, like,
yeah, like,
oh my gosh.
So she locked in on that, but then she was a good athlete. She wanted to do cheerlead. She wanted to, you know, then it's crazy how it all worked together to, you know, to fulfill your purpose, which ended up being, you know, acting.
And it's crazy because I didn't know acting in college. So while I was in college, I didn't take any acting classes. I mean, I took public speaking.
Yep.
So my communications class, and then I took voice and diction, but that was more so prereqs for my major.
Right. Yep.
And it just lined up. And I somewhere along the way, I had to make my major make sense for acting. So I was like, oh, well, one day I want to have my own production company. And I was like, this will be essential to, you know, in the beginning stages, you're everything. Like with the podcast, you the MC, you the
editor,
you know what I'm saying? You the
social
marketer.
media producer.
Yeah. So I knew with my production company, I would be all things, and I would need to know how to handle and manage the finances. And then when it gets to a point where I can appoint someone to take over, I still need to be able to eyeball it to make sure they're not stealing. Yeah, because that's major, especially with a lot of entertainers, a lot of people with large amounts of sums of money. Even with a little bit of money, people can still steal from you.
Right. Facts.
So I had to just make it make sense. And then when I had to decide between acting and law, I'm not gonna lie, I felt like I could kill law. I was like, I'm gonna kill it. Like books and studying and acing stuff and like arguments, court, I knew I would kill that. Like passing the bar, like I was like, that's gonna come easy. I know with acting in the entertainment industry, no matter how much work you put into it, no matter how good you are, there's other factors that be where you can still not succeed.
Yeah.
100%.
So I was like, I like the hard way with everything. So like, you know, your mama used to say a hard head gonna make a soft behind. I was definitely that kid. Stayed on punishment. Like
because you was fighting everybody. That's why.
I was fighting. My brother used to tell me I was bad because he said, man, you would think about stuff, know the consequences, and then say, I could take it.
I can handle that.
Yeah. You'd be like, I can do it. I'll take that. Yeah.
That's what's up. And it's funny too, just because I'm thinking about a lawyer, right? Yeah. And obviously not like a lawyer that, you know, lawyers that you see on TV, you know, they always like kind of talking, they good with words, they very good at influencing people and, you know, getting people to kind of sway their judgment and things like that. It kind of has some translations to acting, or, you know, just a little bit. Did you kind of find kind of that middle ground of like, damn, like, you know, some of the stuff I'm learning over here, I can apply to, you know, my acting career?
No, you just put that 2 and 2 together for me. That's no, yeah, like you just gave me a different perspective.
That's how Bolo get that. Hey, Bolo, he the one, he gonna drop at least one gem every episode.
That's nice.
Yeah. I just thought about it off the rip because I'm like, you know, you're doing all this, you know, looking to be a lawyer, and then like, you know, it kind of works hand in hand almost to me. So
that's dope. That's dope.
That is dope. Thank you. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing Johnny Cochran would be proud.
You know what I mean? You are the female Johnny Cochran. Nah, that's dope. So let's talk about your first, I guess, big project, right? So from my knowledge, and correct me if I'm wrong, to me that first like big moment was your role in Unexpected. Is that safe to say, or is it before that?
So I'm gonna give you a little insight.
Ooh.
So yes, Unexpected is my big role is my introduction to the world.
Okay.
But I actually did a film with Tommy. You remember Tommy from Martin?
Yeah, R.I.P.
R.I.P. Yeah.
His name, R.I.P. I can't think of his last name right now.
I'll look it up, yeah.
I did a film called
Ford. Is it Thomas Ford?
Tommy Ford.
Yep.
I did a film called At Mamu's Feet with Tommy Ford in Louisiana before I moved to LA. And that was just off the strength of like networking. One of my good friends, he was the director, and was like, hey, for me, that was my big moment. That was
like in the door, like I'm here.
Yeah, I got paid like $500. I was like, oh
yeah.
It shot in Louisiana. They was like, you'll ride up with my homegirl. And I played his illegitimate daughter. So we got like good scenes footage that helped me get together a reel to be able to send it out to agencies and management companies, just to kind of show people like, look, I can hold my own with notable actors. So that for me was like my first big moment. And it came, I tell people all the time, you never know where your blessing is going to come from, because I didn't have to audition for it. Simply a friend just hit me up and was like, hey, you want to do this? He has seen some of my stuff. We networked before. So it was like, that was my moment of like, nigga, you made it.
That's hard. I didn't know that, man. And obviously, I'm sure we all grew up watching Martin, so we know how legendary Tommy, his character was, in Martin. So for you to have that role, I'm sure in the back of your head, like, damn, like I'm on here with Tommy, like, you know what I'm saying?
And he was so pleasant. It was amazing just working across from him. Was like, I couldn't believe it. I was like, oh, yeah. So that was my moment. But Unexpected was my big moment in introduction to like the world.
Got you for sure, man. And obviously, for those who didn't, see the film, just in general, you played the role of a student who gets pregnant, right? Your teacher gets pregnant at like the exact same time, and y'all two pretty much connect, become friends. How was it just looking back, shooting the scenes for that role, being in that position? What was that experience like for you?
Honestly, it was such a beautiful experience. Like, for me, I remember my first day on set, Kobe Smulders was sitting in the chair. First off, I told my mom I had booked this film with Kobe. And she was like, Kobe? She thought it was Kobe Bryant.
Of course. Of course she did. Kobe.
She was so excited. And then when I was like, no, Kobe Smulders, she was like, who? Like, for her, it was like a disappointment. I was like, damn.
Hey, my fault, mama.
But I walked in and I think Kobe came in and I was getting my makeup done. She was like, hey, Gail Bean. And I wanted to run my line so bad, but I didn't want to like seem green or like, unprepared. Because I was prepared, but I wanted to run it with her and just kind of like my nerves. And so then I think she kind of could tell. I think it was like permeating from out of my pores because she was just there and I was like kind of looking and trying to like not stare, but I wanted to ask her. So then she was like, Gail Bean, you want to run lines? And I just think it was that whole process was such an amazing example. And I model how I am off a set, just off that experience alone. It was so pleasant. Wow. It was so inviting. It was no ego. It was, it was just a vibe where it didn't feel like nobody felt they was better than you. It was just welcoming. It was so pleasant. And they kept saying, and we had so much fun. And so I think it was really great that it was an indie. Yep. And it's crazy because everybody kept saying, projects are not like this. This is not the norm. So don't go places expecting like everything to be good and great and fun and cool because people be mean and it's crazy. But I kept getting that. Like I kept getting great people, great projects, a vibe. Like, because after that, I think it was.
Well, that word, D-Nell.
Vibe. Everybody been coming on the last like 5 weeks talking about
the vibes.
It's the vibes. I like the vibes. That's been a word.
For real. Like it's the energy. It's the energy. It's the vibe. And it's so crazy because people tell me, they're like, oh, you're such a vibe. I'm like, it's the God in me. Y'all call it what you want to call it, but I know it's God.
God in me. Ooh, it's the God in me. Oh, you better have a praise break on here on the porch. Better stop playing. Woo.
No.
For real.
Like a lap around here, right?
But no, like that's what it was. It was, the money wasn't great, but it's an indie. So you don't you don't do an indie expecting, you're not doing an indie for the money.
Right.
You're doing an indie for any other reason. The script, the connections, the exposure. And I think what people have to know in any field that they're in when it comes to success is not always the reward is not always monetary. So for
facts.
me, that same director hit me up when I auditioned for Atlanta and was like, oh, hey, my friend is directing an episode of Atlanta and I just referred you for it. By the way, she said your audition was the only one she loved. And off the strength, that booked me Atlanta.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The director from Chris, damn, what's her maiden name now? She went back to her maiden name. I can't think of it, but I call her, it was Chris Swanberg, but I call her Lady Chris. I used to call her Lady Swanberg, but now that she's parted ways from her.
Right.
I didn't want to say divorce, it sounds so, but either way.
I feel,
I call her Lady Chris now. So she came up to Atlanta when we were filming, just to chill and hang and, you know, solidify that relationship. So I try to tell people all the time, like, don't be so closed-minded as to, oh, it's not paying that much or this or that. They don't have it. A lot of times people don't have it.
Right.
Like they may be able to help you in other ways. So it's okay. Right. And that, I mean, for one, it was my first time in Chicago. They flew me out. They put me in this nice entire like whole house that it was like bomb. Like I brought
shout out to the city.
Listen, Chicago is amazing.
Love it.
Bolo's born and raised Chicago right here.
Are you? Absolutely. Listen, so my favorite places are, first is Atlanta.
Okay.
Of course.
Then Africa.
Okay.
Ooh.
And then Chicago and New York are tied for number 3.
Hey, but that's a hell of a lineup though. So no matter where we place, just being in that lineup is dope. You had Africa in there, so I'm like, shit, we right behind Africa. We'll take it.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
I'm sorry, I'm from Indianapolis. I know it ain't really much going on in Indianapolis. But we down the street from Chicago. We ain't that far, a few hours.
Okay. You know, y'all Chicago adjacent.
Right.
So Gail, I gotta ask you this. I think the Porch want to know. I guess talk to us a little bit about like being able to memorize lines. Like how hard is that? Like how long does that take you to like remember lines? Like I just see the difficulty when people are just they'll be talking for like 3 or 4 minutes. I'm like, damn, did they remember that whole thing like word for word? Like how does that work in your line of things?
Okay, so I'm gonna give it to you how I digest it, which makes it easy for me to comprehend. Okay. I do 3 different approaches. For me, it's easy to remember lines because of these different steps I take. I record it, like on my voice recorder on my phone, and then I play it. So I'll just listen to it all day like it's a song on the radio. I let it play while I'm asleep. A lot of things, if I sleep on stuff, typically when I wake up the next day, it's in me. Like that my first car was a stick shift. I could not drive it for shit on day 1, and I went to sleep and woke up, and I was a fucking pro.
That's crazy.
So, I allow, it's like in my subconscious it starts to move, but I record it and then I let it play back to me so I hear it, like how you just learn lyrics to a song.
Yeah.
Then I run the lines with somebody, and after you run it enough and you're just saying it over and over, you start to hear it different ways in your head, different meanings start to connect, and you just know it. And then another way is I remember it like a story, kind of like if you were to tell me, recount maybe your most memorable football game.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like you can remember that. Or a time in your life when you can remember that. So it's like if you're telling someone a story, this person said this, and then Bolo came up.
You gotta
he swung on him. And I was like,
you gotta hit him with the everything. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So that's kind of like how I remember my lines per se. And then I kind of gauge it on the project or the writer or the director, as opposed to if I'm gonna improv and make it my own.
Right.
Like add some words. Like Snowfall, they give me free range. So I memorize it that way, and it clicks. I know some people write it down. Different people do different tactics. But for me, it's pretty easy.
See, for me, I think that's a skill within itself. You know what I mean? Just to be able to remember so many lines, especially if you have a big role, you know what I'm saying? Because now you're going through so many different emotions throughout the scene or throughout the movie or series. And it's definitely, hats off to you guys for being able to just kind of balance remembering and then being like, okay, let me not be robotic and let me feel what I'm feeling in this moment and be able to kind of have my body kind of represent what I'm saying. Like it's a lot that go into it. I feel like.
I'm not gonna lie though. So when I was shooting Snowfall and P Valley at the same time, there was Snowfall would happen too, where I would have to quarantine 5 days before I come back. I would fly into LA and I would have 5 days of just peace.
Right.
And thank God for that, because the first 2 days when I would get here, I would try to memorize my lines and I couldn't. I was so still stuck in roulette that I could not drop into Wanda. It took me a while. I was like, and then I would be like blanking. I would be blanking and not like, I can typically see it and see Isaiah as Leon and all of that. There would be moments where I would be looking like, who is this nigga? Because my mind would tell me stuff.
I'm roulette right now. I'm on the right. I'm on the
Oh, where the money at? Where the dollars at, nigga? So
y'all silly.
So yeah.
No, that's great, because I didn't even think about that. The fact that you was recording for both P Valley and Snowfall at the same time. That's hard as hell to like be shooting for 2 major shows at the same time with different roles. Remember, 2 different scripts. That's some talent.
That's impressive.
Yes, it definitely, but after a while, I kind of got the hang of it, but it was definitely like an actor's boot camp.
Right, man. That's crazy. And since you brought it up, man,
I knew it. Look,
we gotta talk about Snowfall, man. That's one of my favorite shows in the last couple years. It's you play the role of Wanda, like you said, Wanda Bell. Let's talk about just being a part of the Snowfall. It seems like y'all, and I don't know if it's true or not, it seems like y'all all like really cool, like off air. It seems like y'all have a good chemistry on the set. I can see that as a fan.
Yes, we do. I think, I don't know how it is with the only project where I worked on in the first season was Insecure. So I came into Snowfall season 2, and Malcolm Mays, who played Kevin, he's now on Raising Kanan playing Lulu. That's one of my best friends. So when I came in, it was already Love and Family. I'll jump.
Right.
And I kind of just fell in the flow of what they already had. And then as more people came onto the set, like Dallas, Black Diamond, everybody, whether they was there for one day or whether they was there for the whole season, I kind of extended that same grace that was extended to me. So I think when people are comfortable and when they feel welcome and they don't feel scrutinized or they don't feel like an outsider, they're most comfortable to do, their best. Right. When you in your zone and you're not nervous and you relax, like you won't go.
It's kind of like playing a sport. It's like you hooping or playing football, whatever, and coach say, "Hey, go out there, and make a play, Bolo." It's like, all right, well, I'm loose, I'm feeling good. I might just do my thing. Right. Nah, I love it. So obviously, playing your role. The cool thing I think about your character is like just the whole development of the character, right? It's like there's so many different versions of Wanda in the show. Obviously, you had a phase where strongly addicted to drugs, right? And that was his own unique version of you. Then you get clean, and then you fight the battle of the urge of going back, and then more recently now in the latest season, just trying to live life the right way and get a job. And talk about just I guess mentally training for those different versions of the same character.
With that, I think it's more so about not judging the character. And really, I had to let Gail take a back seat and be along for the ride of Wanda, because I give some of Gail to every character. That way I have something to revert back to. Like, that's my fail safe. If anything, if I'm in a moment where I don't really know where to go with it, I could go to the part of that's me. And that's going to be genuine. So I always try to give that so to have that authenticity. But when it came to Wanda's arc and the roller coaster she was on, I couldn't control it. And I was like, okay, Gail gonna have to take a back seat. And I'm just gonna have to ride this wave on I gotta go wherever she's going. You know what I'm saying? Like I gotta let her lead. So when it came to getting into the character, I did pull a lot from my family because I do have family members. I feel like every Black person has, 6 degrees from separation of a crackhead.
Right.
So, and not to be funny, I mean, crack is real, and it's still I think that was probably the most detrimental thing they could have done to the Black community, because it still affects us to this day.
Yeah.
And I had to really pull from my family. I didn't see them the before crack. So I think it was really good that I didn't know Wanda was going to get on crack. That way I couldn't try to make something up and play her to what I think she would be. I just play her as who she was. And then when the drugs came, I kind of more so used a substitution, like, okay, when I stop doing something, like if I'm drinking and I choose to not drink, I could smell alcohol. Like I actually, I'm not an alcoholic, but I actually really did like alcohol. So I could like smell it to know, oh, damn. If I ain't drinking, I can smell it in somebody else's cup to know what it is and be like, damn, I can know the taste, know all of that. You know, we all have our different vices. So just a substitution with a vice. When it comes to that, also, I watched this documentary that I seen in Atlanta a long time ago before I even moved. It was called J is for Junkie by Greenmont Park, which is phenomenal. And I'm not even a documentary person. I had went in support, and when I say it was amazing, it was hands down amazing. It was the real raw. It wasn't heightening it or over dramatizing it to make you feel like the crackhead is this type of person. I volunteer on Skid Row on Wednesday, so I got to experience some real LA addicts and just people who are homeless or down and out that help contribute to different levels of Wanda. Also, a lot of the people who work on the show are from LA, like real LA. So I got to ask them questions and pick their brains. Malcolm, who played Kevin, he real LA, he from LA. So asking him, you know, things about stuff that happened back in the 80s that his parents and them went through. I just really did my research to make sure that Wanda wasn't a mockery of the Black community, you know, and that people could relate to her and see folks who they've interacted with in her to really root for her and want to cheer for her and see their aunt or their sister or their mama or their grandma or, you know, their cousin and say, damn, like this is reality. Like I wanted people to go on the ride with Wanda. Just how like Gail Bean was on the ride with Wanda. I wanted to take the audience on the ride with her as well, to like see her when she at her low. I want them to feel low. I want them to hate this for me. I want them to feel embarrassed that they even having to see this, you know what I'm saying? And then when she went, I want them to see the shit that she overcame, to be like, that's why we fuck with you. You know what I'm saying? I want them, when she's smoking that rock and she having a good time, I want them to have a good time with her. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Like whatever, you know, zone she's in that moment, you want the audience to feel
that feel. Yeah.
And I'm telling you, as a fan, like we did feel that. It was crazy. It was like, it's certain moments I'm like, damn, come on, Wanda. I'm like, what is you on? You know, I'm trying to root for you. It's time when I'm mad. I'm like, all right, man, forget it. Hey, if it happens, it happens. You know what I mean? Then it was time. I'm like, all right, man, she's working. She's trying to get better. It was like this roller coaster of emotions, even as a fan. And that goes to show just the great job you did in the role. Like you really played that, you know what I'm saying? And it felt real. And that's why I love so much about Snowfall, yourself and really, I think even the full cast, I think everyone really owns their role. You know what I'm saying? And it makes you feel feels authentic. And that's the great thing about it.
We definitely take it serious. I think we all felt like, you know, it was our duty to John, even before his death, R.I.P.
R.I.P. John Siegler, yes.
To John, to L.A., to the Black community, you know, the Black and Brown community. I think we felt that we had to do this. Like it was an honor to be tasked with telling this story because it's a real story. Right. And it was just about, you know, putting in the work, being committed. Like I did the research on the whole time period, the music of the era, like the news of the era, the politics of the era, just to really be dropped into where people was at. You know, people now of this era that are listening to like Lil Uzi, Lil Yachty, Lil little
All the littles. Yeah.
are gonna be in a different mind state of people than people who were listening to like the Tupac, the Biggie, the Nas, the Jay-Z. Like that's gonna put you in a different mind. If you sit there and you listen to Jay-Z all day, Nas all day, Biggie all day, Pac all day, you know what I'm saying? Jay Electronica, your mindset and how you walk and carry yourself and how you react to stuff, how you perceive things, how you comprehend, all of that is going to be different if you sit there all day and you listen to Lil Yachty. You sit there all day, listen to Lil Red or Red
Talk
something.
to
These different people. So I just really had to drop into the time period when it comes to everything, like the music, the news, the politics, all of that.
Facts. That's real game. Before we transition, I think that's very important to talk about. Like, people always ask all the time, like, does like rap music or whatever going on in the rap industry contribute to like what's going on with, adolescents, teenagers and stuff? I'm like, hell yeah. Like, these kids are followers, like, and there's no fault to them, but they just want to be with the latest trends. They want to be with what's cool. And you listen to something, you do something consistently. I mean, you just become that person. Like, you just subconsciously turn into, what you listen to every day or what you drink or what you eat or whatever the case may be. Right. And I definitely think that plays a big part in our community, man. And for me, I listen to all that shit. But for me, I understand the light switch, though. Like, I know when to cut it off and, be me.
You have your own mind. Exactly. Like, a lot of the youth now is very impressionable.
Facts.
100%.
Yeah, like it's like, they're very impressionable, but also they don't listen to a variety of music.
Yeah, I'm R&B.
We listen to everything. We was backing that ass up, but then also listening to pop.
Right. That's facts.
We was listening to Outkast, but then also listening to Lil Wayne. So it's like,
what I mean?
Just a variety of everything. I'm a Donnell Jones, Carl Thomas, type nigga too. Like, and then I can just throw on some Jeezy or something and, just balance it all out.
Genuine, like we had Usher, but then you had Gucci Mane. So
come on now. I was waiting for you to, I'm like, she from Atlanta. I was waiting for you to get Goo off some love. You know what I mean? So big Gucci fan right here. Bolo be hating a little bit. Big Gucci fan
like
right
Gucci.
here.
I like Gucci.
He like him. He don't love him.
I gotta watch how I come about Georgia rappers on here this go around. You know what I mean? They pull back a nub or something.
He real biased. He said that Chicago, that what you like, that drill music? What you like?
Drill music?
No. Look, so let me just first off tell y'all, drill music did start in Chicago. All right, it did. But I'm a Kanye West.
Shout out to Katie got bands.
You got bands.
Katie got bands. I forgot about Katie. Where she at?
Look, she know what's going on. You know what I mean?
I'm telling you, when I went out there to shoot Unexpected, that was 2014. So I was listening. I'm telling you, I immersed into the music. That was my first time hearing
Yeah. 2014. That was the time when like Chicago, when all that was really on.
But see, we can even take it back though. Like high school, I came out in 2010. So we was listening to it all day. Like,
I was like, wait a minute, what's tweaking? It was
all that.
I'm telling you.
That's funny. Yeah. That's funny.
You like below Common? No, I'm just playing.
Common cool though.
Common Smith though. He's just different.
I like a variety, a lot of stuff though. Like
Twister.
Right, Twister, yeah.
What a nigga might be, bro. Shit. Ooh. West Side though. That's whole West Side, but Twister Code, Do or Die, all them. Yeah, Lupe. Yeah.
Look at you.
Okay. I like Lil Durk. I like
Cold with it now.
I like Chance the Rapper. I've been to a Chance the Rapper concert.
Cold with it.
I like early Chief Keef for what he did at the time.
Okay.
Chief Keef.
I ain't gonna lie. I like Kevon.
Okay. RP. Yeah. Okay.
I mean, you got Polo G. You got a lot of rappers. Damn, what's buddy? He just died too.
RP King Von.
King Von died, and then my bro took the pills on the plane.
Oh,
I'm drawing a blank, bro.
Him and Future got an album together.
My Chicago listeners do not.
Juice WRLD.
Juice WRLD, yes, Juice. Thank you.
I didn't know he was from Chicago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know Polo G was from Chicago.
Yeah. We putting you on.
She getting put on. Gail getting put on right now on the porch, live on the porch.
I like Chicago. Yeah. I rock with the Shy. I like Kanye. I like old Kanye.
Old Kanye.
She missed the old Kanye.
I do.
Gold Kanye.
The I ain't sold my soul for gold Kanye.
Ooh. Hey, Gail might. Hey, we might have to make Gail spit a bar when she leave the porch. The way she's
Real, though.
flowing right
dropping
now.
gems on us, for real.
Yes.
So Gail, we gotta ask you. You know what I mean? Obviously, this is my show. Down in the valley where the girls get naked. So, obviously, you got that opportunity. You know, P Valley. You announced it to us earlier on the show. How did that role come about? Talk us through that early process.
Okay, since we on the porch or whatnot,
Keep it real. Let me grab my cup because the way you just set it up, now I'm tuned in.
So I auditioned for P Valley in 2018 5 times.
Oh shit!
For the same role.
What?
Wow.
Like, you know, because you audition and then you have a callback and then you have a director session, then the network. So, and they was pushing me. They was pushing me hard, but the network stars said no. They was like, yeah, no. Which is cool, you know, everything in due time.
Right.
And to be honest, when they said no, it made sense because really I would have booked it off my talent, but I wasn't. They would have been forcing it.
Right. I think
that's like if they would have tried to cast Lil Murda as Uncle Clifford, like that would have been you're forcing it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So when it came back around this time, I didn't audition. It was like a straight offer. Katori, we had a Zoom and she was like, "You want to be on P Valley?" I was like,
hell yeah.
First off, I had been ever since I had been wanting to work with Katori, like even before P Valley, I had just wanted to work with her. So when it came around, when it came out, me and my dude had watched it during the pandemic, and I kept saying, I want to work with her. I want to work with her so bad. I want to work with her. I want to be on P Valley. I want to work with her so bad. So then when it came around, I was like screaming. But when she asked, she was like, well, you know, we'll see. So it wasn't like guaranteed. And she was like, and if not P Valley, then, you know, something.
Yeah, so, right.
I was like, okay. Cool, something. And then when I got the offer, at the time, Snowfall, we wasn't sure if Snowfall was going to bring me back or not. We were shooting season 4 and my character had got shot. So I didn't know if I lived. I thought I was going to die. So
we didn't know either, but continue.
So I was like, okay, well, you know, I do want to work for next year. So let's figure this out. And at the time when they offered, we was waiting, we was holding out. Snowfall offered me to come back for season 5. Yeah. And I was trying to hold out for P Valley to see what they was going to do. We hadn't heard back yet. So I was like, well, let's just do a carve out in the contract. Let's do like 3 episode carve out.
Right.
We didn't even have an offer yet. So my reps was like, well, we don't even know. And I was like, let's just put it in there anyway. They came back and said they wanted me for 9 episodes. So I was like, shit.
Damn.
That was a hard ask because I had already signed I was waiting and I had already signed the contract with Snowfall. Right. So I had to go back and try to ask like for more episodes. So it was like a whole thing. But same thing I said too about like networking. One of the writers from Snowfall, Tash, she was like John's right-hand girl. She wrote the whole arc. She basically pitched the whole arc and had a lot to do with her and Walter Mosley, had a lot to do with really selling my character's development and more screen time for my character in season 3. So she wasn't there with us for season 4. She had left and I think she went on to a lot of other shows, but I know she's over there with Power.
Right.
But she worked on the P Valley pilot. So she had spoke to Katori and was like, when they was saying, you know, after the pandemic, now people want to work with folks who are a joy to be around, but who are talented, you know, because you really just around these people for like 6 months to a year now because it's taking forever to shoot with COVID shutdowns, you know, positive cases. So she had recommended me to Katori. Now this is another recommendation because, you know, Atlanta was a recommendation from Unexpected.
Unexpected, yeah.
So now P Valley was a recommendation from Snowfall, from Tash. So when Katori hit me up, she was like, and when Tash recommended you, I have remembered your audition I have remembered you from the original pilot. And I was like, yeah, I definitely want to work with her. She's really talented. So when she came, she just offered. I got the offer. When they said 9 episodes, I was like, holy fuck.
They came with it. They was like, nah, we want you.
Yeah. I couldn't do 9 because of Snowfall because it was conflicting. So they was able to cut it down to 7. But
that's still, yeah.
it was just a blessing. Like,
absolutely.
Because to even get something like that, wow, you know, everybody know Wanda, know me as Wanda, but the longevity of Black women working in this industry and having consistent work, like you're only as good as your next project.
Yeah.
So I needed something, especially with Snowfall coming to an end, I needed something to follow up. That way I can continue to work, even if P-Valley didn't continue on. So I could just, people could see because they see the range in Wanda, but they still just see Wanda. Like, which I love. I'm so grateful for her. Like, people resonate with Wanda and she's special to me. And I love that she's equally that special to others. But I needed people to see something different. And I feel like with Roulette, I'm coming in. How you coming in?
You gotta let the Porch. You gotta get a Porch a little tease of what's going on.
I know you can't say two. You can't get no specifics.
But go ahead and throw out a little teaser. Let us.
What can we expect out of Roulette? You know what I mean? Like what type of life she living?
Roulette had a theme song. If who she was as a character had a theme song, I would say Juicy Fruit Psycho.
Ooh, Juicy Fruit Psycho for the. Okay, so she coming in.
She coming in hot.
She coming in hot. Now listen, I gotta ask you. Okay, since we talking about this is the Porch.
And she tatted, full sleeves, neck, chest, full legs. That's why I said she ain't like nothing. She ain't like nothing.
She's trying to get this money. She's not fucking around money. Okay. Now talk about the preparation though, because this, I mean, P-Valley, for those you don't know, this is a strip club.
It's raw.
It's raw. It's real. I mean, you have to get your stripper skills from somewhere. Talk about the preparation for that.
Okay, so I'm from Atlanta. I'm from Stone Mountain to be exact.
Right. First and foremost.
So, you know what I'm saying? I told you Stone Mountain, baby.
Right.
I done been to, I mean, I'm from here. So I've been going to strip clubs since I was 17. Right. And I actually worked at Onyx as a shooter girl.
Okay.
For a good amount of time. So I know the environment firsthand. I got family members, close friends that's dancers that work in the strip club. Like we go to the strip club. Here in Atlanta, we go to the strip club like you go to a restaurant to eat. Like, some of the best wings is at the Flame, at Blue Flame. So the best food, hands down, not even just the best wings, like
just in general.
That may be around the country too, because the last few strip clubs I didn't been to, the chicken,
fire,
rice, fries,
lamb chops in Detroit.
I was about to say lamb, all that. So I already had that, and I honestly feel like Roulette is me at 18. Like,
okay.
She knew she the new young strip club coming in, the new dancer coming in. And then I also trained. I never, even though I worked in a strip club, I never polled, and it's so crazy because when I was living in LA, my roommate was Brittany Hall. So she played on Ballers as what's Denzel's son? David Washington, I think.
Is it John? It's John David. Yeah, John David Washington. Yep.
She played his girl on Ballers that had the baby.
Oh yeah, that's like you talking about. Okay, yeah.
So me and her lived together, and she got a pole, and she was like, "You want to learn?" I was like, "Bitch, no." No, I don't like to stretch. I don't like to work out. So
all right.
I was like, "Hell nah, that sounds too active for me."
Right. Yeah, no.
I like to hike. That's it. And it's so crazy because then when P-Valley came around, she was like, "Yeah, you tried to run from it. Now look, you gotta learn." So,
everything full circle, boy. It's crazy.
So I said, "Look, because listen, though, God and the ancestors, they always send me little signs that are little omens. They always send me omens and premonitions to my blessings." So I was like, "Yeah, I definitely see what you was trying to do, God." But
I wasn't really.
I wasn't here for it. Yeah. But for 4 months before I started, January, February, March, I started polling in March. And so March, April, May, June, I started shooting in July. So I trained for 4 months, and I started off training 4 days a week, 90 minutes. Damn. Yeah, and then I would go in on the weekends on my own just for like open gyms. But yeah, and then sometimes I would do 2 days because I would train where they set up training, and then I would go to my one of my sorority sisters' house and train with her. So because
you was getting to it.
I ain't gonna half-ass nothing now.
You
Like,
about
if
to,
I'm
so
doing
so
it,
I'm gonna turn on the TV. You about to be on your acrobatic shit on some
oh, for
damn.
I'm
Okay,
doing
Gail
like
Bean.
I definitely have stunt doubles, but I'm doing like 85% of my polling.
What? That's
Yeah, if I
impressive.
didn't poll, it was because
85%.
because for me, I'm like, yeah, I give you, I'm not going to, if I got a poll today and poll tomorrow, I don't do ice baths. So I'm like, I can give you 4 to 5 good takes. So the
Right.
takes where you still need me in the background, but it's not on me, but I'm just in the background, you need to use the double.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I'm not finna be there. I'm not finna
My
be
hands hurt, my forearms, right.
Yeah. You like brandy them. I see some people that got calluses. I'm like, them not my hands. Like I'm not like I don't want rough hands. So I'm not
Right.
so I did about 85%. And then there were some things just for safety that if I even if it was close up and it's like doubles tricks.
Yeah,
So it's on a pole at once.
Mhm.
It may be a stunt double and then me or my stunt double and then the real actor for the other pole.
Little back and forth, right? I got you.
Yeah. So just for like safety reasons, and if it was like a level of difficulty that I couldn't do, like I can't do a split. So I can do like right and left, but I can't do a middle split. So like they may use someone else for like a middle split. On the teaser, there's a thing where my legs is supposed to be like it's an over split.
Yeah.
So they use somebody else for that.
That ain't me.
Nah. But yeah, I did a lot. I put that goddamn work in. Every compliment I get on this shit, I deserve. I earned.
You see, put that goddamn work in, y'all.
We are excited to watch it because the first season was definitely a smash. So I know y'all coming back with something even better, and the world is gonna be excited to see Roulette get down and do her thing on P Valley.
Yeah.
And look, since you like Snowfall and you like P Valley, I'm gonna try to do a mashup because it's a moment in Snowfall which is so crazy because I think this might have been from season 4, so I hadn't even got P Valley yet. But when the girl said, "Don't nobody want to see," when I went to the strip club in Snowfall, and she was like, "Don't nobody want to see you on Wanda on no pole." I'm gonna do that clip.
And then you gonna
do that clip.
That's gonna do numbers. Yeah, make that happen ASAP. That's gonna do numbers.
Yeah.
Damn, that's impressive though. Before we go to our last segment, I think it's impressive that not only did you have to learn the script, not only was you working in P Valley and Snowfall at the same time, you also had to learn how to pole dance. So you were doing like so much work at the same time and at a high level. I just think, man, that's very, very impressive. And
it was hard.
I'm sure.
Hats off to you.
Because it's the thing, the acting part was easy.
Right.
It was the dancing part because for one, I had got good, right? I don't even go cap. I'm good now.
I ain't gonna need cap.
I ain't gonna cap on. I'm gonna keep it real with the boy.
I'm good. I'm fine. I had came home one day.
I'm fine. I love that Atlanta. I'm fine.
I came home one day after, I think it may have been like my first week of practicing, and I showed my boyfriend, and he was like, "Baby, you need to go every day. Like it's your 9 to 5. Not get out there and embarrass us." But
I bet now your man probably like,
oh yeah.
He think he really at Onyx right now. He's like, calling her Roulette. He ain't calling her Gail no more, Bolo. Do your thing, Roulette.
The dancing part was hard because I was good, but then I forgot when we filmed there was gonna be people there. So
the nerves came in.
Stage, and I was like, I went out on stage, and then I went back in behind stage again. I was like, y'all, where the fuck all these people come from? They was like, Gail, the scene has to be done in the club. You know, the club wasn't gonna be empty. I'm like, well, why the fuck we never rehearsed with people here? I was like, yeah, I don't know. I was like freaking out. Like I wanted to cry. Like I was like, yeah, fuck no, I'm not doing this. I wanted to be like, yeah, no, I'm not doing this.
Right.
Like that part was the hard part.
How did you like reset your mind in that moment and like tap in?
I got to thank Brandy because I was really freaking out. Everybody was coming up to me. I felt like I couldn't fucking breathe. I ain't never had no panic attack before, but if that was a panic or an anxiety attack, I'm telling you, I was like, I couldn't hear shit no more. all I could think, I was like, I need to fucking call somebody to come get me. Like,
Are your brothers and shit come get me? One of y'all fine niggas gonna get me right now.
Yeah, I was like, I need to just tell them I'm gonna be back and then just leave.
Oh, some Rick Ross. That's what Rick Ross did on the podcast. Yeah.
Brandy was like, I think she could tell that I was freaking out because she come from the dance world. She started off as a dancer and then transitioned to acting. Gotcha. So for me, she was like, Sora, just breathe. And like, she was really like my saving grace, because when I'm telling you, I was finna get him that role back right then and there.
Damn. Shout out to we got to get Brittany on the porch now. Dang. Shout out to her.
Yeah.
That's love. That's love.
She a real one. She a real one for real.
Shout out to her, man. She a real one. Well, all right. Well, we got our final segment of the show, man. First of all, man, it's been a fire podcast, man. We appreciate you sharing all the gems, the behind the scenes stories. Definitely been a pleasure. So it's time for our doorbell segment, which is basically just our quick hitters, where we ask you just a couple random fun questions. And then, you give your answer with like a 1 or 2 line response, and we go to the next one. So I'll start off, Bolo, and then you can jump in. Who are your favorite top 5 actors of all time? No order, but just like your favorite 5.
Ruby D.
Okay.
Oh, I like that.
Taraji P. Henson.
Of course.
Damn.
And if you only got 4, okay.
No, I literally just went through this the other day and now my mind is blanking. Ruby D, Taraji P. Henson, of course, Denzel Washington.
Right.
Oh shit. Fucking Lord Jesus, what's her name? I have her book too. Oh, Cicely Tyson.
Oh yeah. That's 4 right there. One more.
Damn, it's the lady who she was on Luke Cage. Oh, why is my mind blanking? You know who I'm talking about?
Oh, hold on. Luke Cage. I ain't watched it in a minute. Luke Cage.
Yeah, she played the sister.
Oh, you talking about is her name Alfred
Woodard? Yeah, she
Alfred
played
Woodard.
Wanda. Yeah. She played Wanda in Holiday Heart. She played Wanda.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah. I like her. I like her. Good at her person. The way she move and like, yeah, she's a real good actress. Okay.
I love her. Yeah. So Alfred Woodard, Ruby D, Cicely Tyson, Taraji P. Henson, and Denzel Washington.
That's a strong 5 right there, Bob. It's a strong 5.
All right, here go my question here. So since you from Stone Mountain, Georgia, I got to hit you with this. All right, put these rappers in your order.
Ooh.
Okay, we got T.I., we got Gucci Mane, and we got Young Jeezy. Rank those artists in order.
Damn, Bolo.
Okay. So we're gonna go with Gucci Mane. Then we're gonna go with T.I., but we're gonna go with I'm Serious T.I.
Okay.
We're gonna go with early T.I.
You talking about I like my beat down low.
Like money.
Hey, before the T.I. verse Tip.
Yeah, okay.
That. Rubber Band Man.
Wow, then the top band 9 on my right. Well, okay.
Yeah. And then we're gonna go with Jeezy. Even though I know everybody gonna be like, but see, that's just because Jeezy not from Atlanta. I love Jeezy, but I'm sick side of the city.
Okay. Now, do y'all like 2 Chainz down there?
We love 2 Chainz. First off, we love anybody from Atlanta.
That's what I love about Atlanta.
That's
why that Amaretta song that Not Atlanta had, it made me feel some type of way, not because you saying this ain't Atlanta, because don't get it twisted. One thing about it, 2 things for sure. People in Atlanta don't ever claim, people from this city, if you from Stone Mountain, you claim Stone Mountain. You from Decatur, you came in Decatur. You know what I'm saying? Yep. If you from Lithonia, you claim niggas in Atlanta. What the fuck she think this is?
Right. I heard that song too. Yeah, I saw it like on Royal Star or something like that. Yeah, she's like, you ain't from Atlanta.
Whatever reason, if that's how you feel, whatever reason that you feel you need to, because I was a huge Amaretta supporter and fan before that, but I felt like you was trying to divide the city up when you already know we're not even fucking like that. It ain't like, get the fuck out of here. People throw up the east side and be like east side. Like we have songs that be like Zone 6, east side versus fucking west side. Like we have these songs. So I just didn't like that because I felt like it was divisive of the city. But
that's real.
We support all Atlanta. Anything that come from up out of here.
That's dope, man. I love it. It's not like that everywhere. You know what I mean? I ain't trying to speak on New. No, jump in and go.
Before I say Gucci, not current Gucci, old Gucci. Oh, Gucci.
Yeah,
I'm talking about.
mixtape Gucci.
Yeah,
She's talking about freestyle
Atlanta.
Gucci.
I'm talking about East Atlanta Santa Gucci.
Yeah.
Because I don't see it's goo out.
She's talking about I used to walk around that corner, right on
Yeah.
Flintwood, back and back. Shawty with her. I ain't gonna get into it, but y'all know how we rock. Y'all know how we rock.
Wasted.
Wasted. Right. Eliminate. All right.
Yeah.
Now we had a fire question on here for you, but based on what you're saying, it sounds like you're in a relationship right now, correct?
Right.
I am.
Okay. So I ain't gonna throw the question. So I'm gonna tell you what the question was gonna be, but you ain't got to answer. So I was gonna ask you, what does an average Joe, have to do to get a shot at Gail Bean? But I don't want to, don't feel pressure to answer the question. You got a man. I ain't trying to start nothing. You know what I mean?
No, you good. It ain't no shots.
Shout out to my guy. Yes.
It ain't no shots. And my guy is very secure. But nah, an average Joe cannot talk to me because I'm in a relationship. But also,
Let it be known.
even with that, like it's really rare that I like people. So I'm a chooser. I'm a choose up. So
right.
It ain't even a thing like where people can do something. It's like I gotta like you, and it gotta be a vibe. Like
Gotta be a vibe.
Now I've moved on. Well, now it's more than a vibe for me. Now I'm intentional now.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm like, okay, well, the dude I want his parents to be married. I want him to be cool with family. I want him to be supportive. I want him to not be jealous. You know what I'm saying? I want him to have his own shit going on. The nigga I'm with, he gotta have female friends because I got nigga friends. So I need him to understand that guys and girls can be in a platonic friendship.
Yep.
So there was different levels to it, but I mean, my guy checked off all them boxes.
Shout out to you. Look at you, Blood. Look at you. Okay. Shout out to my
dog. Yeah.
That's my homie. I don't even know, bro. It's my guy now because he making Gail just
Yeah.
Doing it. I'm gonna see that nigga right now. So we got the port. Turn it to roulette. Now I'm just playing. So last one. We love to ask this question for our guests, kind of end off on a strong note.
Mhm.
So finish this statement. In 2022, Gail Bean will blank.
Traject.
We up to the sky.
That's simple.
We up to the sky with this one.
We going up. No ceilings though, Bolo.
Now, what when she say it's up, then it's stuck.
It's up and it's stuck. It's up and it's fucking stuck.
That's what
Let's
I'm
go.
talking about. That's what I'm talking. Hey, Gail, man. Like I said, it's been an honor to have you on the porch, man. This is your time right here, though. Shout out everything that you got going on, like where people can find you at, social media wise. Anything you got going on that you want to just shout out. This is your moment to just, hey, let the porch fans know.
When this drop? This gonna drop before June 3rd or after?
This is gonna drop before June 3rd.
Okay. You can find me on Instagram, Gail __. So it's 2 underscores. Gail __ Bean. You find me on Twitter. I think it's Gail Bean something. Maybe Gail.Bean or Gail Bean. Gail _ Bean. I don't really fucking know. But if you type in Gail Bean, you'll be able to find me. Facebook, actress Gail Bean. You can find me somewhere around the city in Atlanta.
In the A?
Yeah. Sometimes I'm in LA, but when I'm in LA, I'm real low key.
Yeah.
What else? Oh, so yeah, in June 3rd, 4th, 5th in Atlanta, I'm trying to bring the city out. We're gonna do a little screening, go to the strip club, do a little after party. On the 4th, we're gonna do a field day. So kickball, softball, DJ, voter registration. So pull up. And then on that Sunday, it'll be June 5th, it will be chilling and vibing and working out. And afterwards, you could do some meditation, some water, some Gatorade, all of that. So good times, just trying to create a vibe.
Yeah, it's all about the vibes.
That's all. It's all about the vibes.
We outside.
But hey, we might have to pull up. I know it's gonna sound crazy.
ATL, man.
I'm probably the only black person. I ain't been to Atlanta yet, Gil.
I ain't never been to Atlanta.
You're not black.
Oh, you ain't been either?
Black card about. Give me that.
I know it's not my
Let
fault.
a nigga come to the barbecue and get some barbecue.
Can we pull up on the 3rd? I gotta pull up now.
Have y'all seen Color Purple?
I have seen Color Purple.
We seen Color Purple, Gail.
We done burnt that shit out a few times.
We've seen Friday. We
Double
seen.
disc.
Come on now.
Yeah, you know, we still get down with the get down. You feel me?
Okay, you can have your
Oh.
black card back. Here you go.
Appreciate that. We'll take that. Put that bitch right in the pocket, in the back of the wallet. It ain't going nowhere. I mean,
On everything.
hey, another cold episode. All right. Hey, if y'all want to tune in, make sure y'all tune in. The Porch Podcast _ is where you will find us. We have a link to everything. We on Apple Music. We on Spotify. We on YouTube. Anything that you
Google.
can look up, you can find us. All right. So no excuses. All right. We got a crazy episode that we just dropped. And then she about to be on P Valley, y'all. All right. Because I know y'all like relevancy, right? Y'all always want to be on the bandwagon when that bitch moving, right? So you better jump on before June 3rd. Because once June 3rd hit, that train is moving, baby. All right. The Porch Podcast. It's your boy B Jones, aka Bolo. I'm with my boy D Nail, aka Smitty. And you know we kicking it with Gail Bean. Wanda, we doing it up.
The
all
biggest.
right, Big Bean. All right. Hey, look, we always leave y'all with this. Make sure the best you is the best you. And we out.
Peace.
Porch, that was where it all began. Had to put in work every day, we got it in. We chased all our dreams and now they can't believe it. We make it look easy, we achieving everything we need. Now we undefeated. If we link, no, it's only business. If we get to speak and leave them speechless. I did things for free, but now it costs to see me. When you see me, you ain't gotta greet me. Just don't plot to sneak me. I'ma see it, I'ma stop and watch you lose and get defeated.
Presented by Bet Online.